Right, let's have a look. So, from the Flower Magic, please do comment if you've got any questions as we go through it, even if it's not actually related to the card that we're working today or the intent. If you've got any questions at all about anything, please do type them up in the comments and I will do my very best to answer them. It's nice to have comments and questions because A, I then don't think I'm talking to myself, and B, it gives it some interest for people and keeps it kind of flowing. So say hello and type whatever you want and ask me questions, and especially as I'm using new software, and I'll know it's working, because at the moment I can't see any comments at all. Could just be me. If I had my phone and hadn't, oh there it is, I will have a look to make sure. I'm also going to try a watch party. Anybody used a watch party before? I'm not really very sure how it's working. My husband's waving at me. Have I got comments? I can't see them on here.
Facebook.
Oh, I can't see any comments. Nothing's coming up on here. See, this is what happens when you use new software. See, I've got some silly thing up on the screen now. Right, so let's keep my phone here, and then I can at least see your comments, and I will work out what's wrong. Starting a watch party. Anybody use that? Let's start a watch party. I have no idea where I'm starting it to, but let's do that. Okay, so I've pressed the button. So I've started the watch party. Who knows what will happen now? No idea. Right, sorry. I'm not getting any comments up here, so let's go to Facebook and get my I'm going to be really fancy and turn my other computer on because I can't see any comments. Bear with me, people. This is what happens when you try using new software without actually testing it out first. Right. This is what happens. Just bear with me. Technical hitches. I've got 10 comments, thank you. That's very helpful. I can't see any of them. Let me click some buttons and see if I can. No, it's not in there. It's not in there. It's not in there. Oh, and just to add to it, as the youngest child got up, I am live. You might not want to walk across here with your pajamas on.
Better than no pajamas.
Better than no pajamas. That's very true. Please do bear with me. I'll get the other screen up and then I can see all your comments. Good old computers, eh? Anyway, the card we're working with today, just to give you a heads up, is Violet, which is all about support, which is very, very apt for the moment. I can see a few coming up. Morning. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Vicky. Let's get this screen up and running, and then I can see all your comments. It's all very technical in here now. It looks like some kind of recording studio in here now. You wouldn't believe the amount of computer screens we've got up in here. Phones, computer screens, you name it, we've got it up here. I am quite unimpressed as to why my software is not showing me the comments though. Oh, now I know what it might be. Aha, have I got this set to friends only? I'm not public. Aha. Slight technical hitches, do bear with me. I will be. See, you all thought I was really organised and super efficient. Yeah, it's set to friends only. Look, let's set that to public. And there all the comments came up, look. Right. Okay, we're sorted. We're back with you. Hello, everyone. I'm so sorry about that. Right, now, this is what happens when you use new technology. Hi, Elric. Hi, Mendy. Hi, Karen. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Helen. Hi, Sue. Hi, Kay. Leslie, I don't see my youngest till around midday. I'm really strict, Leslie. He's 14, so he's still at school. So he has to start work. He has to be up by 9, and then he has to be showered and dressed and had breakfast by 9:30 to start work. See, I'm really, really strict. Grotty weather in Somerset. Oh no, we actually have got lovely sunshine here today. Mendy, you are the test. Yes, I do apologise for making you my test subject. But I have got this very, very clever software, because look, if I do this, let's press a button. Look, I can get comments up on the screen. I'm more excited about that than I should be, really. But there you go. But now I can see all your comments, so that's brilliant. And because I've done one of these watch party things, I've shared it to the Kitchen Witch Coven group as well. So I've got comments coming up there as well. So let's get that up on my other screen. Oh, I'm so techno, aren't I? Just, you know. They say the oldies can't do it, but we can. Right, let's start with the card for today. So it is Violet, which is all about support. There's a very strange picture on there. Is it me, or does that look like Shakespeare's sister on there? The band, not Shakespeare's actual sister. I don't think he had a sister, to be honest, but they look like they're some kind of 80s band. They're just going to burst into song. Or she wants a piggyback, something like that. Anyway, support. So this is Violet card for today. Other computers deciding not to work. That's why I've got two, because this is the old one over here that doesn't work properly. Morning to over on Kitchen Witch, Vicky, Vanessa, Tessa, Alana, Stacey and Heather. Good morning to you. Let's get you up so that I can see. I promise next week I will have this really, really organised, now that I know how it all works. Right, there we go, and I can see the comments too, so that's cool. Which is very weird, because over on the Kitchen Witch group, it's delayed, so it's like an echo of myself. Anyway, there we go. Beltane blessings to everyone. Yes, 1st of May. In this down the rabbit hole Alice in Wonderland world we're living in. So all about support. So let's have a look at Violet. The message for Violet is: be true to yourself, always honour your commitments, and keep those promises that you made to support others. There's nothing more comforting or amazing than to know that you are being supported. Whatever you need, there will be people to support you in your decisions and your choices. And in return, keep an eye out for your friends and family, because often those that need the support the most never ask for it. I am totally guilty of that. Surround yourself with loyal and supportive people. Loyalty is a precious commodity and can often waver. With life being as busy as it is, and with everyone needing to be in different places at different times, it can be hard to put supporting others at the top of your priority list. But remember that it's a strong emotion and to be treasured. Just make sure it isn't blind loyalty, because that's something completely different. So that's the message from Violet. That is from my garden last year, that photograph. Very pretty little Violet. Violet's magic. White violets represent innocence and humility. Blue violets stand for loyalty, consistency and steadfastness. Violets also remind us to be true to ourselves and be committed to what we do. Violets are also associated with death and rebirth. It's the myth of Attis and the story of Persephone. So it's a brilliant plant to work magic with, and really good to use for support in magic as well. Dry the flowers, dry the leaves. Violet, the name Violet derives from the word viola, which is the Latin form of the Greek name Ione. I don't know if I've pronounced that right, I-O-N-E. Ancient Britons used violet flowers as a cosmetic. A 10th century herbal, Maces, tells us that violet is one of the herbs that should be used to protect against wicked spirits, and it's actually spelt with what? W-Y-K-K-E-D, wicked spirits, S-P-E-R-Y-T-I-S. So if you've got any wicked spirits, then violet's brilliant for working against them. So there you go, that's the card for today. I'm gonna add to it. Everyone's very quiet now. You all go quiet while I'm talking. You can ask questions. Please do ask questions. It doesn't have to be about this card. It can be about absolutely anything. Well, not, you know, quantum physics or anything like that, because you ain't going to get an answer about that one. But any questions you've got, please do ask them. I'll be happy to give my best and try and answer them. So I've been looking at other things. I've been looking at violet. This is from... Going to lean across the computer now. See how organised I am today? All of the correspondences are from these two books. Totally shameless book plug. You can tell how much I actually used them. They've all got sticky notes in. So violet, we're going to look at violet. Viola odorata is the Latin name, which I guess means smelly violet. I don't know. It's a spring flowering plant, so perfect for now. The leaves are heart-shaped and they have purple white flowers, and the bees love them. White ones represent innocence and humility, blue for loyalty, consistency and steadfastness. Carry a violet with you to ease your heart from unrequited love. Keep violets in your home or plant in your garden to bring about peace, healing and protection. Use violets in all kinds of love and lust workings, and don't be fooled by their size. For a small flower, they pack a powerful punch of magic. So, spoil sport, was just going to ask you about quantum physics. I could make something up if you like, Sue, but it wouldn't actually be right. Violets also remind us to be true to ourselves and to be committed to what we do. When you say wicked spirits, do you mean poltergeist, not so much evil? I'm not really sure what he means. I'll show you the, let's see if we can see it. There, ooh, go that way. Wicked spirits. I would imagine, yeah, ghosts and, I mean, it's from the 10th century, so demons probably, but just in case. Heather over on Kitchen Witch and Lani, both great books, two most used books. Ah, thank you, lovelies. Thank you very much. So this is having a watch party. Like, I've got stuff all over the place now. It's fantastic. So that's violet. It is brilliant for not just support, but also love, lust, peace, healing, protection, commitment, and death and rebirth. It's ruled by the planet Venus and the signs Cancer and Libra. It is a water element card, and it is very, very feminine energy. So I looked at support as well, because we could all do with a bit of support generally, particularly probably at the moment. So I looked at other things that corresponded to help with support. I've got flowers and plants here. I've got crystals, tarot cards, foods. When I say work with them, you can eat the foods to bring the magic of support. You can use all the herbs and plants and the crystals in spell work. You can roll candles in oils and roll them in herbs. You can just sprinkle candles with herbs. You can sprinkle your altar with herbs. You can make incense blends. You could grind up the herbs and spices and use it as magic sachet powder to add to spell pouches. So loads of different ways. Add it into poppets, add it into witch bottles, loads and loads of different ways to actually use. I've got too many mice here as well. To use the actual correspondences, to use the herbs and spices and various things. So you can use them in all different ways to work with them. So let's have a look. Plant-wise, plant that's really, really good for support is borage, and that's just starting to flower in a lot of the gardens at the moment. Let's have a look, Leslie. Oh, let's be really fancy. Look, Leslie, this is the first year I'm able to have an outdoor Beltane fire. Fantastic. I'm looking to use it for new beginnings. Best herbs for new beginnings. Work with what you've got for a start, because, you know, in lockdown it's a bit difficult to get hold of stuff for a start. But new beginnings, having a look in the book. Use what you've got to hand. Have a look in your kitchen cupboards. Have a look around your garden, and see what really jumps out at you. Crocus, if you've got any crocus left over, that's really good for new beginnings. And if you've got birch tree just coming out now, leaves, bark, that's brilliant for new beginnings. Birch trees were planted by settlers because they grow quite quickly, so they're really good for new beginnings. Let's have a look and see if there's any food. If anybody else has got any suggestions in answer to Leslie's question, please do type them in the comments. We'll share the info. But I would say, look in your kitchen cupboards, look at your spices, look at your herbs, look at what you've got. Just write something. You can just say something. It doesn't have to rhyme. It doesn't have to be real poetic. Go with the words that are in your heart, because that's going to mean the most. Food-wise for new beginnings, cherries, eggs, because eggs are brilliant for new beginnings. Not just eggs, you could crush some eggshell and throw it onto the fire. That would be absolutely perfect. Lamb also, if you eat meat, that's good for new beginnings. And pomegranates. So that's some ideas, but seriously, just go to your kitchen cupboard and see what you've got that says to you new beginnings, or have a look in your garden. But yeah, I'd sit with the fire and literally just say whatever comes into your heart and your head, because that will make it far more personal. So hopefully that was helpful, Leslie. So we'll go back to support again. Borage, yeah, that's flowering at the minute, so that's absolutely brilliant for support. That is one of the main magical intents for borage. Really pretty little flower too, and you can eat the flower as well. I've looked at uplifting things as well, because I think if you need support, you often need uplifting as well. Plant-wise, bergamot, cardamom, sweetgrass, lemon and orange. They're all real strong, citrusy, bright, shiny flavours and smells and scents, so they would be perfect. I think you also need strength as well if you need support, so I've looked at that as well. So bay, black pepper, carnation, daisy, garlic, horseradish, horsetail, lavender, mugwort, oak, pennyroyal, plantain, St John's wort and sweet pea. They're all really good herbs for strength. I think as well in support, you often need it in relationships, and cleavers is really good for relationships. You probably know them as the sticky bud things that you used to throw at each other when you were kids and they stick to your clothes. They're cleavers. They're brilliant as well. Loyalty comes into it as well. So that is dogwood and sunflower flowers, leaves, or even sunflower seeds. Hope is crocus and hawthorn. Hawthorn should be all out at the minute as well, so that's perfect. Courage, I think you need as well. So you're looking at angelica, birch, borage, carnation, catnip, columbine, which is aquilegia over here, daisy, fennel, myrrh, plantain, sweet pea, thyme, and yarrow. Continuing with courage, but on the food side, artichoke, garlic, liver, lobster, mushroom, sunflower seed, tea and thyme. There's some probably more unusual ones in there that you wouldn't generally necessarily eat. We don't all eat lobster on a daily basis. I don't like it, but there you go. But a cup of tea. I mean, it's very British, isn't it? If you need a bit of support, or you need a shoulder to lean on, or something's happened, make a cup of tea, or make all things better. Black tea is actually really good. It's got big, powerful packs, punches of magical energy. Stability as well, which you often need for support, and this one will probably make you laugh. Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are really good for stability, and also rice. And for positive energy, because, you know, you all need a bit of positive energy, chocolate and maple syrup. Not necessarily together, but, you know, I can work with that. So that's all of the herbs and plants. But have a look in your cupboards and your garden and your local area and see what you've got that means support to you. Hi Annette, still waiting for the hawthorn up here in Scotland. I think the seasons are all over the place. Nothing seems to flower when it's supposed to at the moment, so it'll catch up. But then it changes from garden to garden. A friend of mine said their rowan tree was already out in blossom. Mine's only just starting to produce its leaves, and we're only like half an hour drive away from each other. So it does make a difference. Goodness knows what, I'm not really sure. Vanessa over on Kitchen Witch says lemongrass works really well. I like lemongrass, that's really nice. Right, so let's have a look. We've got crystals now. So we, just as a reminder, we are working with support, violet and support. So these crystals of support, I don't have all of them, but we'll start with what I've got. So let's have a look at blue lace agate. Very, very pretty, really good for the throat chakra, for communication, but very good for support. It's also quite uplifting. I'm looking at Annette saying my lilac isn't out yet. No, my lilac's not out yet either. It hasn't even got buds on it. Annette up in Scotland still has daffodils out. Now I must admit my daffodils have all gone over now. Things are starting to flower. My roses are all flowering in the garden now. So that's blue lace agate. That's really good for support. It's uplifting, and it's also good for understanding. So that's a brilliant one for support. I'm a bit hesitant here because I've got the lovely Lani over on Kitchen Witch, who is a crystal guru, and she'll be saying to me, that's not the right one. Moss agate's another one. That's really good for support. That's quite a pretty one too, quite an earthy stone, that one, quite good for grounding as well, but really good for support. It's also good for stability, and it's very good for hope, and it's also really good to alleviate your fears as well. So that's quite a strong one. Oh, Vanessa's saying lemongrass for uplifting. Yeah, it's citrusy, isn't it? I think all of the ones are lemon, orange, lime, grapefruit and lemongrass, all really good for uplifting energy. Karen has lilac out and the hawthorn blossom falling. It does matter where you are in the country, let alone the world, doesn't it? Everything's all at different stages. So next crystal for support is green aventurine. Really good for prosperity as well, that one, but very good for support. Copper is another one for support. I haven't got any of that at the minute. I have got some copper jewelry though. You could always use that. Fluorite, one of my favourites. That's really good for support. Just checking to make sure it's not covered under anything else. Yeah, stability as well. So fluorite's really good for support and stability. Mendy, I think I'm going to use blackberry. Brilliant. They're very hearty, and you have a tumbling this year. We had a blackberry winter. Excellent. Let me just look up blackberry for you. Obviously, these are my meanings and general meanings, but you really do have to go with your personal ones, because it will mean much more to you for the magic. Let's have a look at blackberries. Prosperity, protection, fertility, and good for fairy connection. Ruled by the planet Venus, and they cover brilliant elements because they cover water, fire, and earth. And it's a very feminine plant as well. So that would work brilliantly, Bendy. Go with it. Absolutely go with it. Trust your intuition on anything and everything. Heather over on Kitchen Witch loves the energy of moss agate. Yeah, it is a really nice one, isn't it? It is a very earthy, natural energy, that one. Next up we have garnet. A bit difficult to see this one because it's a bit dark. That's a garnet. That's really good for support. And also for fears. Garnet helps to alleviate your fears as well. Howlite's the next one. I don't have any. Have to put that on my wish list. Lepidolite, I think I'm saying that right, is really good. Purpley one with black bits in it. And that's really good for support, but it's also good for uplifting energy as well. And also hope. So that's quite a good one as well. Good all-rounder for the meanings. Heather over on Kitchen Witch. The new shoots of blackberry taste of coconut. Oh, I didn't know that. Anybody tried that? The new shoots of blackberry, they taste like coconut. We're all going to be trying that now. We're all going to be eating blackberry shoots. That's quite fascinating. Anybody tried it? I must admit I haven't. That's a new one on me. The lovely Heather is full of fantastic information. On to malachite, one of my favourites. I think this is a fantastic looking stone. It is, Mother Nature is so amazing with the stuff that she creates. And that's absolutely fantastic looking stone. Really, really good for support and green. So it's good for prosperity and fertility too. Also very good to alleviate your fears, that one as well. And on to pyrite, fool's gold. Very, very pretty. That one's really good for support. That's quite good one actually. That appears quite often in lists for things, but very good for support, that one. Mendy says just watch out for the prickly parts of the blackberry. Yes. Yeah, be careful when you're eating the shoots of blackberry not to eat the prickles. Leslie likes malachite. Yeah, it is lovely, isn't it? It is very, very lovely. On to quartz, good old quartz. If you only ever buy one crystal, make it a clear quartz. It's such a good all-rounder for everything. It not only can you program it with any intent that you want to, it's really good for cleansing other crystals as well. But really good for support, really uplifting. I'm not looking at the floor here. I am looking at my list because I don't remember all of this stuff because I have a head like a sieve. So yeah, really, really good for support and very uplifting. Sue asks, please suggest a crystal I can give to hubby who's a key worker. I need to keep him safe. Right, just give me a second. I'll grab a book. Oh. Apologies. Okay, we're looking in the crystal magic for protection. Crystals for protection. There's probably quite a big list here. Yes. Right, let me show you the picture and then you can perhaps take a screenshot at some point. Agate, blue lace agate, amber, amethyst, bloodstone, brass, orange calcite, carnelian, chrysoprase, citrine, copper. There's a whole list there, Sue. Hopefully you can take something from that. I would also say any black crystals are really good for protection too. And a clear quartz, again, if you've got a clear quartz, program it for protection with him. Get him to take it with him. So hopefully that's really helpful. I'll post a list in the comments afterwards when we're done. So, but hand clap for him for being a key worker. Absolutely brilliant. Hi Rachel, the lovely Pixie Maid. Do have a look over on Pixie Maid's Facebook page. She's been making and selling some of her beautiful jewelry. I'm wearing one of her bracelets. She's doing some at fantastic prices. So do hop on over to Pixie Maid over on Facebook and have a look because she's got some gorgeous stuff for sale over there. Lani is saying red jasper is good for support and keeping balance. Oh, and amethyst is a great stone for protection. So that's another one. So amethyst, Lani is one of our crystal gurus. So amethyst is a great stone for protection as well. What have we got up next? We have Tiger's Eye. Most of us familiar with this one. Tiger's Eye there is good for support. Just checking the list. and fears, to alleviate your fears. So support and to alleviate your fears, tiger's eye. I would imagine that one's quite good for protection as well, because, you know, tiger. Oh, that was my tiger impersonation then. I haven't had any coffee today. I think I need some. Right, next one for support. Unakite, one of my favourites, green with pinky bits in. Unakite, really, really good for support, that one, and also good for stability, because it's a real earthy stone. So that's a good one as well. So moving on to uplifting, specifically uplifting ones now. We've been through some of them. Celestite, I have got a piece, but I can't find it. I'm sure you will find that. You buy a crystal, you work with it for a bit, and then it disappears. There is something really, really bizarre, but it happens. Helen uses dragon jasper for protection because she thinks the dragon scale's perfect. Jasper's brilliant, isn't it? Because it comes in so many different colours and patterns. That's perfect. Now we've got celestite, then goldstone. Goldstone is another one of my favourites because it's sparkly. Actually, man made this one. I can't really see the sparkles in the camera. That's a bit better. That's one of my favourites. That's really good for uplifting, uplifting energy. Jade's another one for uplifting, but I don't have any of that. I don't have any Larimar either. I've got a long list of to get things, haven't I? Moonstone is another uplifting one. This is my, looks like a piece of cooked fish. I do struggle with moonstone a bit. It does look like a piece of cooked fish. Maybe that's just me, but very, very uplifting energy with that one, and hope as well comes with moonstone. Smoky quartz, one of my other favourites as well. I've got a flat piece here, which is quite cool. It always makes me think of the 1970s. I think it's because my mum used to make jewellery. She used to make jewellery with it. Smoky quartz, really, really good for uplifting energy, and it's quite a grounding energy as well, I think. That one's quite good for protection as well, smoky quartz. It's also very good to alleviate fears, so that might be a good one for you as well, Sue. Use what you've got, though. I mean, even a pebble from the garden, it can be programmed for whatever intent that you want, and a stone from the garden is quite good too, because it carries the energy of earth, so it's very grounding as well. Particularly if you've got hagstone, that would be very good for protection as well. On to what we've got now, turquoise. Some of the turquoise you get is brightly coloured turquoise, and that means it's usually been dyed, but that's really uplifting stone. It's also good for understanding as well. On then to understanding, that was a nice lead in, wasn't it? We've been through some of the other ones, all cover that. Kyanite's very good for understanding as well. I've got a tiny weeny little piece here, which means it was probably quite expensive, so I only bought a little piece. That's really good for understanding. It's also good for stability as well. On to lapis lazuli, which is a fantastic name. Blue with goldy bits in usually. That's how that. Let me hold up a piece of sodalite beside it, because they get confused quite often. So this one is lapis lazuli. This one, the white bits in, is sodalite. I do hope I've got that right. Lani will tell me off if I haven't. So lapis lazuli is really good for understanding. It's really pretty. I do like lapis lazuli. It's a very pretty stone. Larimar is another one for understanding. I don't have that one. Sodalite that I just showed you, that's really good for understanding as well. It's also good, that one, to help alleviate your fears. So that's really good for that. What else have we got? Stability. We've been through a few of them for stability. Moss agate. Carnelian's another one for stability. That's the reddy colour one there. That's very good for stability. Fluorite's good for stability. Hematite, the one that I don't get on with at all. I really, really can't work with this stone. It's so heavy, it makes me feel quite oppressed. I think it's because it's very, very grounding. but it works for that. But very good for stability, obviously. Mendy, you're making me want to dig for crystals. Mendy, I'm totally jealous that you've got a couple of places. Where are you? Arkansas, where you can go and dig for your own crystals. That's really, really cool. Fabulous. Totally jealous for that. More on stability. Petrified wood. This is a bizarre thing. This is a piece of fossilized or petrified wood. It is literally wood that's been fossilized. It's very cool and very pretty. Very good for stability, that one, and also good to alleviate your fears. If you can't get out as well, that one's really good to help you connect with nature, as is the moss agate. That's really good to help you connect with the energy of nature. Got a few left here. Selenite. That's really good for stability. Really good for helping you connect with the divine as well, that one. What else have we got left here? Good old amethyst. Good old amethyst there. That one is really good for hope. And as Lani said, good for protection as well. That's another one I think that's pretty good all-rounder. It does cover a lot of things. If you do have any questions, please do ask them. I'm waffling on here, but you know, if there's anything you'd like to chat about, anything. My husband's passed me a note. Look, this is my husband's working from home, so he's sitting next to me. He's written Kitchen Witch birthday. Yeah, we'll mention that in a second. Thank you. I'll finish. The last couple of stones I've got here is orange calcite, which is very, very pretty. Really good to alleviate your fears, orange calcite. And the last one that I've got here is a citrine. I'll get the camera right in a minute. Citrine, that's quite a nice citrine point. I think that came from the very nice crystal shop at the bottom of the high street in Glastonbury. Celestial, I think it's called. Totally lost my place. No idea what that's used for. It's for alleviate your fears. Citrine's good for alleviating your fears. Yes, my husband's just passed me a little note. The Kitchen Witch online school, of which actually Lani was one of the very first students to sign up on the first day, is 8 years old today. We opened our online doors 8 years ago today, which is absolutely amazing. Big, huge shout out. Thanks to everyone that helped set me up initially, and to everyone that supported me along the way, and to all the Hearth Guardians now that do a lot of work behind the scenes, who support me and who help me through everything physically, mentally, keep me sane. And to all the lovely students. We've had loads and loads of lovely students from across the world. Couldn't do it without you guys. So happy birthday to Kitchen Witch School, and thank you to everyone for all your support along the way. Thank you, Annette. Yes, it's quite an achievement. I am proud, I must admit, but also incredibly thankful for everyone that joined me on the journey and is still with me on the journey as well, and to all our lovely students. We've met some fantastic people along the way. Long may it continue. Just got a few tarot cards here now. Lani says morning, Pete.
Morning.
Heather says good morning to Pete. He is your PA this morning. He is, and he makes the tea in mid-morning as well and brings biscuits. It's brilliant. So I've got a few tarot cards here with the purpose of support. I'm using this tarot deck today. It is one of my absolute favorites. Stephanie's artwork is just amazing. I do have a couple of her pictures as well. Her tarot deck is absolutely beautiful. So cards for support. I've got the obvious one, which is strength. Just get the camera to focus in on that. Strength is a good one. The star. Beautiful, beautiful card. All really good for support. The chariot. I think these generally are for strength and support. The fool, which is an interesting one, but the fool steps out into the breach. He takes a leap of faith. So a very good card to work with for support. The Ace of Swords. And there you can probably see that one with the sword with all the swans around the bottom. The Knight of Swords. Very powerful card. The Seven of Wands, which is an interesting one. It has a badger and some foxes fighting, but that is all about, to me, about strength and courage and support against the odds, really. And then the Nine of Wands, which is a very, very strong, powerful card. Those are all brilliant for support. I will put these up like I did last week. Once we worked with balance last week, I'll put them up on my Pathos Beneath the Moon blog so that you can see them and all of the correspondences. Diane over on Kitchen Witch adores the Shadowscapes deck. Yes, it is. And Karen has a lot of her books, love her work. It is. Her artwork is absolutely beautiful. And I find her tarot cards brilliant because there's so much detail in them. Each time you do a reading, something else jumps out at them and at you. And it really helps with doing the reading. So that's all about support today. So there's loads and loads of bits and pieces on there that you can use within your magic. Tarot cards and oracle cards can be used as a focus for spells and also for meditations. I actually keep a plain simple tarot deck just to use for spell work. So I take out the cards that I want to use the intent with the word for the intent and put it as the focus of the spell. Brilliant for that, brilliant for meditating as well, just to give you some kind of focus and draw you into the intent. All of the other stuff, the herbs, the food, they can all be used in all kinds of spell work as well. And you can bring in colour magic as well. Colour for support. What do you think the colour for support with? Colour magic, I think, has got its own standard meanings, but it's also about personal as well. I think I would probably go for something like brown because it's very hearth and home and it's very stable. Or I might go for a dark green as well. Very nature and grounding, probably. Lots of things you can do with them. Just a quick reminder on the card. So it's violet and it's all about support. We do have to support each other at the moment more than ever. Online, we're all here. The Kitchen Witch gang are all over on the Kitchen Witch Facebook group. If you've ever got any questions, if you need any help with any witchcraft stuff, just give us a shout because we're all there to help and support each other. We're all in this together. So if there's ever any support that we can give or answer any questions, please do give us a shout over on the Kitchen Witch Facebook group. We are actually doing next Wednesday, 2:30 p.m. UK time, over on the Kitchen Witch Facebook group. And I've got a little dog just jumping up my lap now. Next Wednesday, Wednesday the 9th. That's right, isn't it? Wednesday the 9th, 2:30 p.m. We're going to have an online Waffling Witches live chat. So there'll be myself, then there'll be Heather, Sue, Ness and Bernie from the Hearth Guardians, Kitchen Witch Hearth Guardians. We're all, providing the software works and I can get it to work, we're all going to go live on the Facebook Kitchen Witch group, answer any questions you have, just a general chat about witchcraft. So have a look over on the Kitchen Witch Facebook group. It's 2:30 p.m. next Wednesday, open to everyone. Come along and ask us some questions, listen to us waffle, and probably drink cups of tea and eat pieces of cake while we're there, because that's what we do. So do join us there. The Children of Artemis are still running online talks. Do check out their Facebook page. I did the first one. The lovely Lucia did Poppets last week. They've got, I think it's Kevin Groves talking at the next one. And also the Pagan Federation, Scottish Pagan Federation, are running a live conference in May, throughout May. Got myself and lots of other speakers doing live conference. Mendy says, will you be giving a reminder? You will see it on Facebook. There is a Facebook event if you want to have a look over on the Kitchen Witch Facebook group and click the going on the Facebook event. That will give you reminders as well, but you'll see it on my page. And if I can get it to work properly, I will share a watch party as well. Helen, I've been enjoying those talks. Yes, the talks have been brilliant so far. Pagan Federation also are doing lots and lots of online stuff on a weekly basis, so do check out their bits and pieces as well. I know the Dolmen are putting together their next edition of the Dolmen Chronicles, which will be online as well. That'll be coming out soon as well. So lots and lots of bits and pieces going on, lots and lots of online stuff. We're all in it together, so let's keep supporting each other. So, any last questions before I wrap it up, as they say? Thank you for bearing with me during the beginning and my technical hitches. I will know how to work it next time, she says, hopefully. Just checking the other comments over there. Oh, so that's cool. So if there's no other questions, if you've got any, if you think of any afterwards, please do just chuck them on the Kitchen Witch Facebook group and we will answer any questions that you have. Thank you for joining me. You guys are amazing. And again, any support we can give back to you, please do ask. We're here to help each other. Remember, it's all about the support. Mendy's off to bed. Oh, time differences. We're just starting our day. Heather, sending you a hug. Stay safe. Yes, to all of you, hugs, virtual hugs, obviously, from social distancing. And you all have a fantastic sleep or a fabulous day. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all, hopefully see you all on Wednesday, 2:30 over on UK time, over on the Kitchen Witch Facebook group. Otherwise, I'll see you here next Friday. Bye.